everybody in this room, is the biggest source of new business in your business referrals? If it is, raise your hand. All right. It's a big percentage of the room. I would say it's over 90%. Is that correct? If that is the case, then the second question is, how are you working on your referral marketing system? Are you leaving it up to chance and hopefully you get more referrals? So really what we want to make sure to understand is the power of referral marketing. And what we know is that all of business and all of life is about relationships, is it not? So as we look through this process, I want to make sure that I let the ladies really just share, because they have taken this to another level. They have actually tripled our referrals from November, December last year till today. So as you guys can imagine, the amount of dollars that are coming in, I want you to really pay attention and start thinking about how you can build this into your business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Everybody got this? Can I get at least a couple of people say, yeah, that sounds good? I mean, it's only the most easiest way to build your business, right? But it's a system, and it requires a lot of work. Now, the other part that I want to make sure that I touch base on is how awesome it is to just be up here with you guys, right? I'm going to get emotional. But they really are just awesome. This is a family. They are my family. I love them. I mean, I can't think of it any other way. And I couldn't be any prouder to just be quiet here and let them share. How about that? All right? So what I want to do is just to have aleki, you're going to start? And then she'll start sharing what they are doing, how they're doing it. And we also want to leave some time open for you guys to ask any questions, okay? Because I want you guys to get the nitty-gritty, step-by-step stuff that they're doing to make this happen. Does that make sense? Fair enough? All right, perfect. Aleki.
Yes, sir.
What's up? So, we have an awesome relationship. Aleki's kind of like my sister, too. Howard was saying Howard's like the dad, right?
Man, you took what I was going to say. I was like, no, it's not. You're my brother. No, but for real.
It is. It's really cool to see this and be a part of this. But take it away.
Okay, can everyone see me? Should I stand up?
Stand up. Yes.
So, thank you, Santiago. I just wanted to tell him thank you because he is the one that has shown each one of us what to do. So basically, we've learned from the best because he's also learned from Howard. So we've had a really good director who's helped us lead the way. And then I want to say thank you to our phenomenal girls over here because we wouldn't be able to do it without them and their hard work. So basically, yes, we did turn our company from, or we turned it into, what would it be? Like a turnkey for referral marketing is what I can call it. Turnkey, because we tripled it in literally less than 12 months. So I know he wanted to tell a little story, each of us tell a little story of where we came from, but basically all of our goals were to penetrate and get our name to as many people in the Houston area where we could, like if we were able to. And that's kind of what we've been able to do. Is we wanted to see who is our target market, how can everyone know about us, and what can we do to do that. So they've really been helpful, and they'll tell you right after that they've put on so many stops where we didn't even think it was possible to go visit them, but we kept doing it, and we would visit more people, get our name out there, and right now, you know, where we are right now, we've literally gone above and beyond where we thought we would be. So the first topic we kind of want to talk about is our routes. So what does that mean? Each one of us goes to a different part of the area of Houston. And when I pass the mic, everyone will get to tell you about their experience blocked off time every day, and like I'm full-time, Jessica's full-time, and Debbie and Taylor here are part-time, but we always designate a time in the day where we go out and visit our referral partners. And during that time, we have a book, and that book consists of anywhere between 8 to 12 to 15 stops. And within those stops, there might be anywhere from one to 15 people at a stop. So if you can do the math, that times 8 or 12 stops in a day, that can be a lot of people. So, we are very blessed to have the skills to be able to communicate with a bunch of different people all in one day. But anyways, I'm going to pass on the mic, and everyone will get to you'll share your experience on how it is that we go and speak on our routes, what we say, what we do, what we give, and things like that.
Okay. My name's Taylor, and if y'all don't know, I'm Michelle's daughter. And I've known Santi for a long time, and I came back to Houston to finish up school, so I'm really blessed for them to work with my school schedule. And I go to school all day on Mondays and Wednesdays, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays I work at Clean as a Whistle, and I basically go on routes all the time. I'm real the downtown Houston area, so I go and see many designers. That's who my specialist is. So I go and see about at least 15 people a day, and that's a lot of people. And my very first presentation, I know that y'all all get nervous when going and talking to people. My very first presentation was day 2 that I was here, and Santi put me on the spot and was like, "Tell them the 5 values," and I was like, okay. I was so nervous, but they can't tell, so I don't think that anybody that goes out there and goes to talk to other people, y'all shouldn't be nervous, because they don't know what you're supposed to be telling them, so anything that you are telling them about your company is going to be beneficial for them. So I think that's really important for y'all not to be scared, to just go out there, say hello, just be personable people, and they'll really just gear it to what you're wanting. You want to provide the best for them, and I think that if you present it in a specific way, then they'll feed on that. So.
Hello. Oh, wonderful. Okay, I didn't know how this mic works. Howdy, y'all. I'm Jessica. I am an Aggie, so howdy. So my parents are actually Georgia Nessa Gutierrez. My mom's right over here. They were part of the Inner Circle, and that's how I got to know Santi. So I attended a conference with them and met Santiago and Howard, and then I started working for Clean as a Whistle from there. So I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit more about our routes and what that kind of looks like. So every time we go on a route, we'll bring a bag like this with us, and we'll bring a goodie. So this month we actually got in touch with some Girl Scouts, and we were able to get them a little early before they start selling themselves, so we can get them out to these people before they have access to get it for themselves. So we'll bring them some sort of food item and then a bag with our information in it. The reason we bring food, who doesn't like food? Please raise your hand if you don't like food. Okay, exactly. Everyone loves food. So if you walk in there and you say, "Hey, I brought you some cookies," those people are going to be like, "What? I don't even know you. Why did you bring me cookies?" And they'll want to listen to what you have to say. So you recommend always bring some sort of goodie with you. If it's popcorn, if it's cashews, if it's donuts, pizza, whatever you want to bring some kind of goodie with you.
So Jessica and I know when we do presentations, we always jump in with each other, just we're cool like that. So I'm going to actually input something here. Jessica just showed you guys our thanks a lot goodies. We like to purposely give those out to tell our referral partners, thank you for your business, thank you, for what you do for us. So if there's any type of goodie that you can cater to them that has that sort of message, certainly do so and use that.
All right, so we have this little bag here. We went ahead and put our logo. We always want to put your name, your logo on everything. Brand yourself, because even if they leave that sitting somewhere, a client might see it walking by, or they're going to see it in their drawer later on and be like, oh yeah, that person came by. You want to brand everything. So in this bag, we have our brochures. So we've got a Clean as Whistle brochure. This goes into the mission of our company, the values. It tells them who we are. And then it also goes into some of our systems. So we have our 12-step carpet cleaning system in there. We've got more information on our upholstery cleaning. There's a lot of pictures. And then on the back, we've listed our services as well. So you want to have some way for them to know what all you can provide for them. And then beyond that, occasionally we'll put in some other brochures that are specific to our other services. So this one's specific for our fiber protector, and then this one is specific for our hard surface. So if that's something that you think that would benefit them, put it in there. Also, if you think that's something that won't benefit them, put it in there, because you never know what they need or what their clients need. Even if their clients walk in for one thing, they could be talking about another, and they'll say, oh, hey, I know a company that can provide that for you.
Jessica, I'm going to cut in again. I love that you said benefit, because we are here to provide value to them. You always want to benefit them. And something that we say in our presentations, which we'll go into later on, is that we say we are here to serve you, Mrs. Jones. Please use us and abuse us. So she showed you those goodies earlier. If there's people that like healthy goodies, and they don't like sweets, because I'm like that. Sometimes I like healthy, I don't want, sweets. Cater to them. Find something that will be beneficial for them, or something that they will like. And we do have some examples here of some healthy goodies if you guys want to see them afterwards as well. Cashews, popcorn. One location absolutely loves popcorn. I'm like, please just bring me popcorn. I'm like, popcorn? Popcorn? But that's what they want, so that's what we bring them. I mean, obviously within our budget, but it's pretty cheap.
So something else that we provide in our bags is things that are fun. So we'll add in promotion items. So we did pens 1 month, and we usually split them out. So 1 month we'll do a promotion item, then the next month we'll change it. So they're getting something different from you, but always branding. So we have our name, our address on here. We've got not the location address, our website on here, phone number, and a little bit about what services we do. And then we've also done magnets. Magnets are awesome. A lot of locations might have a mini fridge, and they can stick them right there. Or if they have a filing cabinet, they can stick them on there, and clients can pick them up anytime. Sometimes these are even better than business cards, because the business card is going to get lost in their pocket, their purse, their car. It's going to blow away in the wind when they walk outside. The magnet is going to stick on their fridge, and they're going to see it every day. And then we've also done notepads. We actually started providing notepads every time we visit, because they can write something on there and hand it to the client. One more way to get your name out. Always brand your stuff.
They love the notepads.
Yeah.
And then we've also done mouse pads. We've seen these people take their mouse pad, chunk it under the desk, and put ours on there, right when we're standing there. We go back and it's still there. We'll go to a new place, visit them, give them a mouse pad, and they're using it. 5 months later, they still have our mouse pad on there. And then one of the most important things that we have in our bag that is beneficial for not only their clients, but for them as well, is our free trial offer. We always put in free trial offers in the bag. We'll stick 2 or 3 in there every time we visit, and that way they can collect these up. On our free trial offer, we offer 100 square feet free of carpet cleaning. This is so that they can try us out. They can get to know us and know who we are before they commit to using us. On the back side of our free trial offer are our 5 values. Again, so they can know who we are, they can get to know a little bit about us before they even use us. The benefit to your referral partners is that on the bottom of this free trial offer, we have a blank that says referred by. They can put their name on there. That way, they hand this off to the client goes home, calls us, oh, I'm not sure if I remember, Well, guess what? It's right here on the free trial offer. So that way we can later go and reward that person for referring us. And then occasionally this is more when we do presentations, which we'll get into in a little bit, but we'll go ahead and stick in one of our Home Pro spotters in the bag. So this is our complimentary spotter that we'll give out to our clients when they get a fiber fabric cleaning with us, so carpet, upholstery, that sort of thing. We'll give these out to the referral partners. That way they can use it in their own home, they can use it in their studio, their showroom, they can understand the products that we have, and then they can also, hand it off to a client if they like. And that way, another way, the client knows our name, they already kind of know who we are, it's a free gift they can give to their clients. And I will pass it off to Debbie.
Thank you, Jessica. I have to say, Howard had mentioned how I came about to be a marketing person with Clean as a Whistle. I was a client for 3 years. I had used them when I bought some flooring, some carpet, and I called the company to say, okay, it's time for my carpet cleaning. Who do I use? And they said Clean as a Whistle. So I did use them for 3 years. They'd been in my home. I knew how they operated. I knew how the technicians were. I had a lot of confidence in them. And about 3 years later, Howard sent out an email one day and it said, be an ambassador in your neighborhood and get paid for it. And I've been a grandmother. I've been a full-time grandmother for several years, keeping my grandchildren, and the youngest one was about to go to kindergarten. Didn't know what I was going to do with myself for the next couple of months. And so I applied to or responded to the email. Howard called me and we talked a little bit. I came in and he hired me to do marketing. And I have to say, I was trained by Howard. And that was an awesome experience to go into places with him because people know Howard and they love Howard. And so that was really an eye-opener to me to see what the relationship means for you to go in and visit with these people, with your clients, your referral sources, whether it's flooring, designers, realtors, whoever it is. Get to have that relationship with them because they had not seen Howard in several years. But when he walked in that door, they knew who he was. And he got many hugs. So that is something that I want to just stress to you with that. Also, the girls, I've been so proud of them because they have really worked hard. The two that are doing full-time, I'm so proud of them because I don't want to work full-time. I'm still a grandmother. And I do work part-time out of my home. I come into the office once every 2 weeks for our meetings. But I have a sidekick that rides with me, and that is my mom, Alpha. She is the one that, like with our bags, she puts all of my bags together. She puts the stickers on them. She fills them for me, and then I get them from her. She puts all of the books together, our route books. When she rides with me, I go in and I visit someone. I come back out and I tell her how many people I've seen, if there's any new ones, if there's any that are not there anymore. And we've learned to do all of our route books in pencil. And she's got a really big eraser because you'll find that people move around. And so she keeps track of all of my route books. And I just very thankful to have my mom to ride with me. And it's an awesome experience. She'll be 89 tomorrow. And we'll talk some more.
Thank you, Debbie. I love what she said about relationships because I was so nervous. I didn't even say that in the beginning. But yeah, it is all about relationships, and people are going to know if you care about them or not. So one of the things that we like to talk about when we go into these places is if you can find anything on their wall or anything on their desk, anything that they care about, talk to them about it. Like, for when I go in there, I'm like, hey, what's up? How are you doing today? I want to make them feel good, right? And talk about their day. But I don't even want to talk about business. Jessica mentioned just leaving the goodie there, and then next time you visit them, then you get to know them and stuff. I like to just not even talk about what I have, talk to them, get to know them, build that relationship, and then guess what? They're like, who are you? What are you holding? Like, why are you here? I didn't even have to do anything. All I was doing is just being friendly, just being nice to someone. So you'll find once you care and once you really show them that you care, that they'll actually kind of do the whole referral thing for you. So you don't really have to work that hard. So we're going to start talking about some things that we say when we walk in, or some things that we look for. I'm going to tell my story first. I know I told this one a while back. Is there was a guy who Jessica and I went to Easy Floors? I think it was Floors. There was a man. She's like, I'm not going to do this stories. I know I'm high. Jump over this. Okay. Yeah. So this guy had a huge Texans jersey, everything Texans in the whole office, and I was like, man, I can't wait to talk to this guy because I love football, right? So I was like, man, let's talk about them Texans last weekend. What happened, you know? And he's just like, man, gosh, that was a terrible game. And we just started talking about it. And we just rolled with it. And then he was like, who are y'all? What are y'all doing here? And then you just go in and say, hi, my name is Aleki. I'm the marketing manager. I clean as a whistle. I'm usually in the office, but I'm actually here just visiting with you today. And I'm just wanting to come by and let you know how we can help you and your clients with our services. And then usually they're like, really? What do you do? And I'm like, well, we are a high-end residential and commercial carpet cleaning company, but we don't just clean carpet. We have a lot of other services that we've added over the years. And that's basically it. And he was like, oh, really? Okay, tell me more. Our mission is to provide the most outstanding service experience ever, guaranteed on your money back. And that's usually when it's like, really? You guys will pay if they don't like it? Like, y'all take care of that? You'll take care of your clients? And then, the ball just keeps rolling from there. Sometimes, we're going to get into this, I'm going to let Taylor speak of what she talks about when she visits her designers, is, actually before I tell this story, we all see designers, realtors, and carpet professionals. We used to see a lot of realtors, but now we kind of don't see them as much because there's so many, and it's really hard to see every single one when we go there. So if you know a realtor shop that's like small and you can get to talk to everybody, then that's good. But anyway, so what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. I was going to share a story. Okay. Well, if I think of it, I'll tell you. What I say when I go to designers. That's okay. I'm gonna let you. If I think of it, yeah, they know I chime in every now and then.
Okay. Well, I mainly just see designers, and I know it can be intimidating going into a very high-end designer place like Noel. I'm sure that y'all seen it before, other high-end places. And I initially come in and I'm like, hi, my name is Taylor. I'm with Clean as a Whistle. We're a high-end professional cleaning company. And we're more benefited towards your clients. We want to be there for your clients if your clients are ever in need of any upholstery cleaning, area rug cleaning, and I tell them more about our services. I don't want to give them too much information because then it's like, oh wait, hold up, too much talking, go away type of thing. So I just want to introduce myself, be very personable with them, tell them who I am, tell them what the services we provide for them, and then get to know them. Always get a business card. Always write down everything that they say. Ask them about the manager, how long they've been working there. Try to get a little bit of details and always come back, open up your binder, write everything down. Every single thing, write down. Because when you come back and you remember their name, they probably don't even remember my name. They probably don't even know anything about me, but you coming in and telling and saying, oh, how was your vacation? Or where's Mary? They love it. They will give into it, and then they think that we're building a relationship with them. It's all about relationships. And then we're building trust. And then they'll go tell their clients about us. And then that's how the referrals are coming in. That's how I really build relationships with my designers, how I build relationships with floor dealers and realtors.
So one of the big things that I want to touch on when we visit these people that we want to mention to them is the referral reward program. want to reward them for referring us. So with our referral reward program, once we'll go in the first time, like they said, we'll just visit with them, give them our goodies. Hey, I just brought this bag of information. Do you mind if I leave it with you? Yeah, that's great. Okay, we'll leave it there. I've been to a few places. I'll go back the second time. It's still sitting in the same spot that they left it. But the good news is it's still there. So I walk in and I start talking to them more. And they're like, oh, you're back, Well, this wasn't just like a one-time thing. Then they're a little more open to talking to you. After the third, fourth time, we like to offer a presentation for them. Hey, we would love to tell you more about how we can help you and your clients. Do you mind if we come in and bring breakfast or lunch for you? We'll provide a presentation. Usually breakfast works better for us, so we'll offer that first. And if they say, oh, mornings aren't great, people are in and out, then we'll offer a lunch for them. And if that works, we'll go off of their schedule, what works best for them, what time, and we'll go in and do a presentation for them. So at our presentation, and even when we're visiting them, we'll make sure we tell them about the referral reward program. With our referral reward program, every time that they refer us a new client, we'll provide them 10% of that. So let's say that client comes to us, they spend $500 with us, then we're going to send the referral partner a $50 certificate for referring us. That certificate is good for cleaning. They can use it themselves. They can pass it along to a client or a friend. And then we also offer them the chance to mail it back to us, and we'll send them a check instead. And some people prefer that because then they can take it shopping, or they can use it in their own studio for repairs or whatever they would like. The great thing about their certificates, sending first, is that sometimes they'll save them up and they'll use them for cleaning in their showroom. Then they can see how our services work for themselves, and then they can better refer their clients. Or they'll forget about it, and then, that is money, in a sense, wasted on their part, but that's money you're still keeping. So that's beneficial for us. So, if they forget about it, then they still refer you, and you're still having their client's business. So we'll go ahead and go into a little bit more about our presentations and what that looks like.
Okay. I do want to say one thing real quick on the referrals. Since I am a client and I do have my carpets cleaned, I'm always passing out, as my mom will tell you, anywhere I am, I talk about clean as a whistle. I've always got my calling cards in my purse. I've always got my referral of the free cards with me. I hand them out at the grocery store. I hand them out wherever I go. Because of that, I have had several referrals that have been very beneficial, because I had my carpets cleaned last month and I had $300 worth of certificates that I saved up that helped pay for my cleaning. So that was an awesome thing, because then I could see that my clients and my friends have been using us. That is one thing with my friends and people, neighbors, church members. They come up to me all the time and they say, wow, you were right. That company is top notch. And I've never had anyone that's not been happy with any services that we've done. And I had one friend that she had a chair they were trying to get cleaned. They could not get it cleaned. They went back again and tried again. They couldn't get it cleaned. And she called me a couple days later. She said, Debbie, they just sent me a credit. And I said, yeah, they couldn't get it done. And she said, but I didn't even ask them for it. And she was amazed. So things like that mean a lot to people, because they know your reputation. And I think that's really good.
So I kind of wanted to touch upon what Taylor was talking about. That was kind of my story, so you helped me remember my story. So with those route books that we briefly talked about in the beginning, Taylor was saying that we have a structured route book. So for each location in Houston that we visit, we have like 10 to 12 pieces of paper for each location. And what we write on that is what we gave them on what month. So we have 12 different months. We write down what we gave them and how many people we saw. And then if you flip it, there's a bunch of notes on there. And Taylor was saying, write everything down. She's so right, because When you go back in there, they're going to be like, wow, she remembered my name. And remember, we talked about relationships, and they don't know that you looked it up, right? But it means the world to them that you remember their name. But with that, be super descriptive. You should see my binders. I think I passed them off to one of the girls here, and they're like, man, she gets so detailed. I'll be like, white hair, brown glasses, crooked teeth, short skirt, brown hair. I mean, because you have to remember, right? Because there's so many people that you see today, you're like, how in the world am I going to remember all these people? So document everything. They don't even know that you're doing it. It really helps. Document what they like, what they dislike, what they talk about, like you said, if they went on a vacation, if they got a daughter. Oh my gosh, sometimes I'll go in there the next time. I'm sorry?
If they got a daughter. If they had a daughter.
I love you guys. Okay. What was that? Don't make me lose my train of thought here. Notes. Okay, yeah. So, what was I saying about the notes? Okay. Yeah, just pick up anything that they say, write it down, and then the next time you can talk about it. You're like, man, she remembered my daughter's name, or there's this one lady, she had the two cutest Pomeranians. I have a Pomeranian, by the way. So cute. And when I went back in there, I knew that it lit up her face. The first time we talked, I was like, I'm going to talk about these Pomeranians. I want to get her so good. She's going to love it. And that's all I talked about. And she just like, it's crazy. They just open their heart to you. And then they want to talk to you. Sometimes we have people talking to us for 4 or 5 minutes. I'm like, man, I was supposed to leave like 20 minutes ago. But they love you, and they really talk to you, and they trust you, and you want that trust. So don't be afraid to stay a little bit. Like, we know we're supposed to be there, 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, but if it takes that one time to really stay there and talk to them and get to know them and care about them, that's it. It's like, you got it. You have a question?
Yeah, I have a question about your route book. So in your route book, you have a binder, and it just has a sheet of paper, and then it says on the top, what day, what month that you saw them, and what you left them, and then you have blank sheets of paper to write everything down.
You are correct. And we have some binders here. Debbie brought some if you want to take a look at them afterwards.
Okay. Now, how do you determine your route?
So, go ahead.
Sorry. That's a great question.
So how we differentiate our routes, we want to hit our target market, and we're high-end commercial areas. So we want to go to high-end designers. We want to go to high-end floor dealers and realtors. We want to really narrow down our search, because if we went to every designer out there, there's no way we can hit everybody in a month. So we're really honed in on who we want to see. We always pick up what's the magazines that you go and get?
Modern luxury
magazines. We see we're involved in a lot of corporations like ASID. They really cater to designers, and so we go to a lot of events. We mingle with a lot of people, get to know a lot of people, and when they're consistently seeing your face, seeing you mingling with other people, having relationships with people, they're gonna say, oh, that's a good person. She's a nice person. Maybe the company's really nice. Let's give them a try. It's all about relationships. It's who you know. It's not really. It's basically that, relationships all the way around. And we kind of really our route books. We don't want to do spider webs all around the city. So we go on Google Maps, and we kind of narrow down where we want to be. I go along the Kirby area in Houston, Montrose area. So I'm hitting all these places and being very proficient on everything. I hope that's good.
Do you see the same 25 people over and over? Or?
I don't see, I'm just going to use this as an example. Oh, not this. Oh, those are over there? Okay. Well, in my binder, there's about 10 people, and I go see them, like today, I went on a route, and I saw 10 people in the Houston area on February 11th. Next month, I'm going to see them March 11th, the same people, and then the month after that, and the month after that. And I have about 13 of those books. So I'm going to be seeing about 130 people every time I come into, every month, basically. I hope that answers your question.
So, like, for somebody who's only doing it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, would it be, so, like, on the first of the month, you pick 10 people, and then on the second of the month, you pick 10 different people, and then on the third of the month, you pick 10 different people.
Right.
So each day you're picking 10 different people to start you out.
Right.
And then the next month, you go back and see the people you saw in the first.
Yes, I do it just like that. I my binders, and on the front of my binder, I have a sticker with that date on it. And I'm like, okay, today is February 11th, I'm taking that binder. The next day is February 13th, I'm taking that binder. And then just rotating it every month.
But as a, okay, so, I'm sorry, I don't mean.
No.
Okay, so I'm a plumber, I work for a plumber,
Right.
okay? You already know who your target market is. It's kind of hard for me to figure out who my target market is because we do a lot of residential, we do a lot of commercial. So it's not like I can go and knock on doors and say, hey, is your plumbing leaking? I mean,
Right.
I'm not
So,
sure how.
okay.
Yeah,
So we're talking about two different things now.
right.
You're talking about like a form of direct sales, but in this case, we're really targeting the referral source
Okay.
that can send us all those clients that are already there, right? So you would not be going door to door knocking on people, hey, how's the plumbing, right?
Right.
So we can talk more about that, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. That's good.
What do you do when you miss a day, if you're sick or something? Do you make them up and add more to a day, or?
Yes. Yep. Yep, if we're sick today and we come back on Monday, then we know that we'll probably have a route on Monday, but if we knew we were sick, we'll fit it in within that next week to make sure that they get seen within that month somewhere. Yes, sir. We're actually gonna be taking questions here in a little bit. We want to get through the rest of the presentation before we take y'all's questions, so please, I'll answer them in a little bit. Yeah, remind me. So one thing I wanted to mention is, Jessica mentioned earlier that sometimes we talk or we ask about a presentation the third or fourth time we go in there. I want to let you guys know that, use your judgment, use what you feel, because for me, if I feel like I got like a good relationship going on the first time I meet them, usually they'll ask, like, can you tell me more about your company, or can we meet? And I'm like, yeah, that's actually something that I would want to do for you guys. Is one thing we do is we provide a breakfast presentation. And then that's when we, they want to know all the answers. Then we're like, no, just wait. We want to book that presentation with you. That way we have a chance to really utilize the time and talk to them about that. So we're going to go into our breakfast presentation. So I'll talk about a few of the topics of what we talked about then. And that is, we always want to start out, and what I tell Mrs. Jones is, Mrs. Jones, we want you to feel comfortable with us. We want you to trust us. So we always start out by talking about the history of our company. We talk about Howard. We talk about how he used to scrub the floors on his hands and knees and the carpets with Denise in the back seat. In the back of their trunk. Wow! All right, and. Company's history. We're having fun tonight. Then we talk about the company's mission. Why do we do what we are doing? With the mission, we talk about our values. So we literally state our values and we go into greater detail about them. Then of course we ask them questions like, do you have any questions about anything that we've covered? Nope? Okay, great. And then we go into our services. And when we talk about our services, we hand them a sheet, and we have that sheet with us too. We can show you guys everything that we do. But we hand them that sheet, and we thoroughly read off every single service that we can provide for them and their clients. And then, of course, we ask them again if they have any questions about that. Always ask them what they want, because we want to hear what they're thinking of, or they have something on their mind that they want to accomplish in that meeting of 30 minutes. Then we want to make sure that we cover it. So after our services,
we talk about, I'm nervous, I don't know why. We talk about the 8 reasons why you want to be with a professional cleaning company, why you want to have a relationship with them, all the benefits to it, and why it's important to have a reputable company that's going to take care of your clients. This is their reputation as well, and you want to make sure that they're not going to refer you anymore, then you just lost that entire business because of one bad experience. And we asked them if anybody's referred before and how their experience was as well. And
so after we go into why they should have a relationship with a professional cleaning firm. We actually, this is my favorite part, we get to talk about perks for you. So we'll pull out our bag, when we provide a presentation, we'll bring a bag like we do every time, but we'll bring one for every single person that's going to be at that presentation. So everyone has their own, they can really see what's what, and then they can keep that with them. So we'll go ahead and go through, you have your brochure, you have your notepad, and you have your free trial offer, and that gets into our perks for you. So we'll tell them we have 3 things that are perks specifically for them, so that they know that we're here for them. This isn't about us, this is about you and your clients. So we'll go into the referral reward program, we'll go into the free trial offer and how they can use that to refer their clients. And then we also talk about how we offer a 20% discount just for them to say thank you for referring us. So when they use us in their studio, in their showroom, if they use us in their home, then they get to utilize that 20% discount, and that's our way of saying thank you and we appreciate you. So they always love that because, hearing how you can make more money, that's always a good thing. So all they have to do is simply refer our name out, and then they can potentially make money off of that. That's an easy thing for them. And then at that point, we'll open it up to questions and let them, we love Q&A.
I remember one thing. Depending on if they're an interior designer or a flooring dealer, some of our designers have fabrics that are hanging in there, and if we're talking about our fiber fabric protectant that Jessica was mentioning before, we always ask them if they have a sample that they would like for us to microseal, so we can come back again, be in their face, again, we always want to be in their face, to do a demo for them. They love that. If you don't have a fiber fabric protector and you have something else that you can do a demo for them, do it. It really works when they see it visually.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and open for questions.
Real quick.
Oh.
Who attends the meetings?
Oh, great question. Okay. So, a lot of times they'll say, okay, yeah, let me just get my sales team together, or let me get the ones on the floor. If we can get everybody there, we want everybody there, because let's say they have an installer that's hanging out that day. Bring them in. They are in the client's home. Let them know who we are as well. So we want everybody there. We want the receptionists there. They're the ones that talk to the clients. If the client walks in the door and walks back out, who's the one person they talk to that time? The receptionist.
They're the one person that talked to us. They're like, what do they call the gatekeeper, right? Yeah.
So you want everybody at that presentation, and you want to voice that to them. Ultimately, it's up to them who they provide, but let them know that you want everybody there.
Oh, I want to say something. Don't get frustrated if it's hard for you to book that presentation, because sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes multiple trips for you to go out there and see this person. And me personally, I don't ever ask them the first time. I go and meet with them. I want to be, I want them to like me. I want them to get to know me. I want them to get to know the company, and I want to get to know them. I always ask maybe on the 3rd or 4th time about a presentation. And don't get frustrated if the first person you meet when you first walk in there isn't very welcoming or isn't very nice to you. Always try to go again. If they're saying, oh, no, we don't need you, try to just go again, because maybe that's not the right person you want to talk to. Maybe they're having a bad day. Don't get frustrated. Always try again. So I wanted to make that a point.
So I also wanted to mention that when you go in and talk to these people, understand that you're there to add value to them. If you know that that's why you're there, just communicating with them is going to become a lot easier for you, because you know that you're there to help them. You're there to add value to them and their clients. And so knowing your value and your worth is going to come across, and they're going to be able to see that from you. When you know the value that you have and that your company can provide for them and their clients, then they're going to see that just by communicating. Even if you're talking about football or fruit, it doesn't matter. They're going to see that value in you.
I think that's very, very important. And one thing that you can do is we'll tell them if they have a client that calls in, they've had wine or something spilled on their carpets, tell them to call us, because sometimes we can talk to them over the phone and we can help them out. We We can find out if they're still under warranty, and we can help them with the warranty issues. We try to take that part of it off of the referral source so that we can help them, because we understand what they're going through, what their customers are going through, and our technicians are all trained. Several of them are certified, so we know how to find out how to take care of their carpets if they've had an incident.
Okay, questions? Yes, sir.
So you say that on each visit, on Monday, February 11th, you went to visit somebody. So tomorrow, you got another binder for tomorrow with all of the binders. So basically, 5 days out of the week, you got 5 different binders.
Okay, that is correct. However, you know your schedule. If you can go,
So that everybody else can hear. What was the question?
oh, yeah.
Why don't you bring the mic down into the audience so we can hear the question?
So the question was, when you visit on Monday, you see these people, and then Tuesday you see different people, and then Wednesday. So does every day of the week you're seeing different people? Yes and no. You know your schedule. If you can go once a week, great. Go once a week. If you can go 5 days a week, awesome. Go 5 days a week. You go as many times as you feel fits in your schedule, but within 1 month, you're seeing completely different people. Then when you get to the next month, you're just repeating those same people. So essentially, you're seeing each location once a month. Does that make sense? And you know what? If you see this place on the beginning of the month, and then you don't end up seeing them to the end of the next month, that's fine. You're still seeing them. They're going to see that consistency. They're not going to remember that it was 3 weeks ago or, a week and a half ago. They're just going to be glad to see you again.
One thing I wanted to mention that we didn't mention is you probably are wondering what we wear when we go. What we wear right now is what we would wear at a presentation. Sometimes we don't wear our blazers. Normally the first time we go visit somewhere, we will wear our blazer, but other times they built a relationship with us. As long as we're looking business professional, then you're good to go. We always like to wear our name tags too, make sure we have our cleanliness whistle name tags. And yeah. Another question?
Actually, my first question is actually for Sandy. Are we going to be able to get a copy of this or like a video that we can show our marketing reps also? And the second question, this is really valuable information. Second question, how many people typically would be going to a presentation, to put on a presentation from the company?
Okay, so how many people would be at the presentation? We like to bring at least 2 people. So when we first started off, we would bring the whole team. And then after a while, we realized that might not be very time efficient for us, because if only 2 of us go, then the other 2 can be out on routes or in the office making calls or emailing, taking care of business there. But we do like to take 2 people, especially if it's a larger crowd. That way we can bounce off of each other and we can both put input there.
The other reason why we went all together too is because we were all at different training levels. So if you want to be going with your marketing specialist together, just so that they can hear the way you answer the questions, we picked them up so quick. When we would go with Santi and Johan, our operations manager, it was good that we went together because we learned how to communicate, we learned how to answer those questions, and now you can ask us anything about carpet or upholstery, we can answer for you. Good question.
All right, Aleki, if Howard fires you for your comment, I got a job opening for you. Are you guys finding a particular day or time of day that works for certain groups, say like interior designers or flooring retailer stores, if it's morning, afternoon, evening, and what days?
That's a great question. I know Taylor's itching to answer, and I'll answer that first. Go on, Taylor.
I love to go in the mornings because that's the first person I usually see. Usually there's not a lot of clientele that walks in at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, so that's when I like to go. And I don't like to go in the afternoon because then that's lunch and traffic time, and I don't want to waste time sitting in the car. So I like going in the morning. I can see them. There's not a lot of people. I can talk one-on-one with them. and I'm really hitting everybody quicker, faster, efficient.
I love to go in the afternoon. It's so funny to hear everyone's different personalities. So I love to go in the afternoon because I feel good when my stomach is full and then it's sunny outside. I'll roll down my windows, I'm jamming, I'm like, this is good, I'm feeling good, right? I'm gonna meet people and see people today. And you'd be surprised, usually they're eating, yeah, but that's the best time. I feel like they're willing to sit down with me and really talk to me and open up to me. Sometimes I'm like, oh, you're eating, but they're still like, no, sit down, please. Hey, let me tell you my story, my life.
Yeah, and you can always tell that you're bringing them their dessert after they have their,
Yes.
So, and also when you're out doing your routes, you're always looking for new places because new businesses pop up all the time. So you're always wanting to be aware of new businesses and be sure and stop and visit with them.
Thank you, Debbie. When I first started, they hated me because I kept adding new routes and adding new routes and adding. Because all I would do, like I said in the beginning, I wanted everyone to know our name and who we were, right? I'd look everybody up on Google. I mean, I was like, keep those feelers out, please. I mean, we visited some really weird places, some scary looking places. So I was like, y'all, if they're shady, like, please don't go in there. But yeah, so you always are on the lookout for more places.
Great presentation, thank you. At what point do you stop going to a referral source where they just don't produce clients for you?
Great question. So I created a referral report. Well, not me. It was like how many years ago, but I use it. And so every marketing meeting that we have, we track it every 2 weeks. But I look at the whole ones for the whole month on my computer, and I look at them from years ago that, Scott and everybody at the office had from years ago. And I see when they referred, how many times they referred, and that'll basically determine it. There's a lot of places who really do refer, and they tell you, like, man, I refer you. Do you get them? And that is the worst thing when you're like, no. You have to be like, we so appreciate it that you're referring us, but I'll keep my eye open. You want to make them feel good, but you need to track that. You need to just watch it. And I think that's the saddest thing is when you love these people, but you know that they're not. Either they're referring, but they're not the target market we're looking for, obviously, or they're not referring and they just love your company. So you really have to watch that. We always look at the logistics. If they're not referring within 12 months, I hate to say it, but they're gone. Or like if it's 1 time or 2 times, but it was like under $100, that's not your target market. So you want to, put your money and resources and time into some of those other referral partners. But good question.
Last question?
Can I just add something real quick? I just want to say, when you are visiting people, we use the number 7. You want to see them at least 7 times before you completely knock them off. So even within that year, let's say you're not able to go every month, see them at least 7 times because they say that it takes 7 times for someone to actually get what you're telling them. So that's our magic number 7. So I would say that's a good rule to be able to see what's going on, but for sure track it.
Right. Sorry. I love that you said that because it makes me think of how we track our 1-year evaluations. We always evaluate our routes when we look back at them, who are we going to cut off, who are we going to add, and things like that. But if you've seen them 7 times and you have not provided a breakfast presentation for them, do that and then track it another 7 times. That's what we've been doing. I found routes that were given to me when I first came on that we hadn't done a presentation with and they had never referred us. But once we did that presentation, it was like an influx, like you could not believe. So don't cut them off yet until you've tried everything in your power that you can. Sophia? Next question.
Good job. Just wondering, so how did you triple your sales? So it's because there's more eaters going out doing sales, and what did it look like before that is different now?
One thing that we did is we added more people. When I first went to work with Howard, it was myself and one other girl, and I would look at Howard and I'd say, well, who's going over here? And he'd say, that would be you. And I'd say, who's going over here? And he'd say, that would be you. And I live in Friendswood. And, you know, the email he sent out said, be an ambassador in your neighborhood. And when I wouldn't get home in time for dinner, my husband would say, where were you? And I'd say, I was in the Woodlands. Or I was out in Baytown, or I was wherever Howard needed me to be. And that's what we were doing. And I was running myself crazy because at that time I still was an afternoon grandmother. I still picked grandkids up from school. So it was really hard. And then all of a sudden we started adding a few more girls, and this is what has done it, is being able to cover more area with the help that we have, because that's what it takes. It's hard for one or two people to do it.
I wish we had more time to just really dig in and spend some more into details of all of this, even how to use Infusionsoft, how to use send out cards, how to use the software behind everything that they do. But unfortunately, you know, time is kind of up. So how was this? Very good. I'm just asking, who would like to go on one of these routes with them? I'm just saying, right? So what we are going to do is we're going to do just that. Only for 12 people. We're not even going to pass out order forms. It's kind of like a first come, first serve. So join us in that back table. And the first 12 people will get to go on a route with aleki. So as soon as you get on there, we'll go ahead and schedule those out. All right? Now, please join us in that back table. I know these will go fast, so if you really want to do this, then go ahead and take advantage of it right away. What is that? We schedule first come, first serve, all right? But only 12 people, that's it. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 4 more, all right? Okay, 3, 2. All right, now, a little bit more details also. Tomorrow, who's going on the tour tomorrow? All right, good number of people.